The legend of the Mothman. The quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia had always been a peaceful place until the sightings began. It started on a cold November night in 1966 when two couples driving near an old World War II munitions plant saw something they could never forget. Towering over 6 feet tall with massive, bat-like wings and glowing red eyes, the creature was unlike anything they had ever seen before. Terrified, they sped away only to realize that it was following them. The creature kept pace with their car, its wings barely flapping as if it was gliding effortlessly through the night. When they finally reached the city limits, the being vanished, disappearing into the shadows of the trees lining the road. News of the sighting spread quickly, and within days, more reports began pouring in. Hunters, farmers, and even the local sheriff claimed to have seen the same eerie figure lurking near the abandoned power plant on the outskirts of town. Some dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, but others, particularly the old-timers, whispered stories of an ancient being that had been watching over the area for centuries. As the weeks passed, the encounters grew more frequent and more disturbing. A man walking his dog at dusk reported seeing the red-eyed monster standing on a hill watching him in silence. The dog growled, then bolted toward the creature, vanishing into the darkness. The man searched for hours, calling the animal's name, but it was never seen again. One of the most chilling encounters happened to a journalist named Sarah Whitmore, who had come to investigate the claims for a national magazine. Skeptical but intrigued, she visited the TNT area where many of the sightings had taken place. As she wandered among the decaying buildings, an overwhelming sense of dread crept over her. The air grew thick as if charged with electricity. Then she heard a low, almost mechanical humming sound. Turning around, she froze. There, perched on a rusted metal beam, was the Mothman. Its enormous wings spread wide, its crimson eyes locked onto her. Paralyzed with fear, she felt as if the creature was peering into her very soul. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, it lifted off into the night, vanishing without a sound. The sightings reached their peak on December 15, 1967, the day of the Silver Bridge disaster. The bridge, a major artery connecting Point Pleasant to Ohio, collapsed during rush hour, sending dozens of vehicles into the icy waters of the Ohio River. 46 people lost their lives. In the aftermath, rumors swirled that the Mothman had been seen perched atop the bridge just days before it fell. Some believed it was an omen, a harbinger of disaster sent to warn the town. Others claimed it was responsible, a supernatural force bringing doom wherever it went. And then, just as mysteriously as it had appeared, the Mothman was gone. The sighting stopped and the town slowly returned to normal. But the legend never died. To this day, residents of Point Pleasant speak in hushed tones about the red-eyed figure that once stalked their streets. Some say the Mothman still watches from the shadows, waiting for the next great disaster. Others believe it was never real at all, just a figment of mass hysteria. But those who have seen it know the truth. The Mothman is out there, and it never truly leaves.